And welcome to Hannity. Tonight, the president is blaming his low approval rating in opposition to his radical agenda on the color of his skin. He also says pot is no more dangerous than alcohol. Is this a return of the Choom gang? We're going to get reaction to those absurd comments in just a minute. But first, on the day that the president enters his 6th year in office, tonight, we are asking only one important question. Has the country benefited under his hope and change mantra? Tonight, you be the judge.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
Today, I say to you that the challenges we face are real. They are serious and they are many. They will not be met easily or in a short span of time. But know this, America, they will be met.
The president in his first term pushed through things on a partisan basis, was unable to work across the aisle.
On this day, we gather because we have chosen hope over fear.
What a train wreck.
Unity of purpose over conflict and discord.
How can we tax people for not buying a product from a website that doesn't work?
Starting today, we must pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and begin again the work of remaking America.
5 years of Obama. He's now entering his 6th year. What happened to shovel-ready jobs and the summer of recovery and 500,000 jobs created a month? What happened to his bold plan and predictions?
Let it be said by our children's children that when we were tested, we refused to let this journey end.
Record numbers of long-term unemployed, record numbers on food stamps, people losing their health care plans.
We did not turn back, nor did we falter.
The Obamacare rollout has been such a disaster. It's what everyone is talking about. It's been driving down the president's approval rating.
And with eyes fixed on the horizon and God's grace upon us, we carried forth that great gift of freedom and delivered it safely to future generations.
He's now had 5 years. Does he bear some responsibility for long-term unemployment?
Thank you. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
And unfortunately for the Obama White House, the facts are the facts and the numbers do not lie. 5 years later, the president's approval rating sits at a dismal 51% and 39%. Though the only amount that approve of him, those are not the numbers he's grown accustomed to since getting into office in January 2009. And instead of taking responsibility for his failures, the president blames everybody else. And this week, he's now taken this to an all-time new low. During an interview with the New Yorker magazine, Obama was asked about his low standing in the polls, and he said, quote, "There's no doubt that there's some folks who just really dislike me because they don't like the idea of a black president." Now, the flip side of it is there are some black folks and maybe some white folks who really like me and give me the benefit of the doubt precisely because I am a black president. Now, it doesn't get much worse than that, but that is not the only controversial remark the president made during that interview. He also shocked the country with his position on smoking pot, saying, quote, "As has been well documented, I smoked pot as a kid, and I view it as a bad habit and vice, not very different from the cigarettes that I smoked as a young person up through a big chunk of my adult life. I don't think it more dangerous than alcohol." No kidding. It's been well documented. He bragged about it, if you remember, in his book.
I spent the last 2 years of high school in a daze, locking away the questions that life seemed insistent on posing. I kept playing basketball, attended classes sparingly, drank beer heavily, and tried drugs enthusiastically. I discovered that it didn't make any difference whether you smoked reefer in the white classmate's sparkling new van, or in the dorm room with some brother you'd met down at the gym, or on the beach with a couple of Hawaiian kids who had dropped out of school and now spent most of their time looking for an excuse to brawl.
The Choom gang is back. And tonight, by the way, we want to hear from you. Log on to our Facebook page to share your thoughts on this. And you can trend at 10 to sound off on Twitter using the hashtag Hannity, my Twitter address, @SeanHannity. Joining me now with reaction from the TeaParty.net, Niger Innes, and Democratic strategist Richard Fowler. Richard, let's see. So to believe this race issue that the president is making here, the very same Americans, white, black, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, that voted for him in 2008, and he carried those voting blocks himself, we're now to believe that some who voted for him in 2012 and now his approval rating is down, that those same voters are now racist? The same people that put him in office? Is that what he's saying? Is that how he justifies the latest excuse?
Well, Sean, I don't think this is what the president is saying at all. I think the president's making a fair characterization of the status quo. There's some people who like the president because he happens to be African American, and there's some people that happen to hate the president because he happens to be African American. There's just no and or buts about it. George
so when
Bush
he had a
did the same thing.
76% approval rate in 2009, and now it's down to 39%.
But let's look at the numbers for a second.
Does it have anything to do with him doubling the debt? Record high, decades high, labor participation lows, a doubling of the number of people on food stamps, a horrible website on Obamacare, broken promises about keeping your plan and doctor. None of that factors in at all. It's all about race.
I'm not saying that those points don't factor in at all. I'm saying those points do factor in. I think if you look at the numbers, in 2008, he got about 39% of the white vote. He got a little bit less than that in 2012, but it doesn't negate the fact that the truth is that George W. Bush could make the same comment when he was president. Okay, so there's some people that like him because I'm white, and some people that hate him because I'm white.
But Niger, we've heard blame Bush. To the point where I can't take it anymore. Blame Fox News, talk radio, blame kiosks and ATM machines. Now, why at this point would the president use that and seemingly play in the race excuse?
Well, one little correction, Sean. I actually resigned from the TeaParty.net because, as you know, I'm running for Congress. And one of the reasons I'm running for Congress here, no problem.
And I endorse
One of the reasons I'm running, yes, you can endorse me. I welcome your endorsement. I welcome Richard's endorsement.
Richard, you got to endorse
I don't think I'm going to get it, though.
You got mine.
But, no. I appreciate that, Sean. I appreciate that greatly. That means a lot to me. And one of the reasons that I'm running for Congress here in Nevada in CD4 is because we are suffering under this presidency. We are suffering after 5 years of President Obama, after 7 years in leadership of Harry Reid. We have the worst unemployment rate in the nation. The black unemployment rate is 16%. Among Latinos, it's near 14%.
And
so,
black,
you know,
wait a minute,
Richard,
and black teenagers, it's 50%.
President Obama actually, candidate Obama actually got 43% of the white vote in 2008, which was the highest mark, as high or higher than any other Democrat presidential candidate since 1976.
I hear that point, but let's talk about your candidacy for just a second. Congratulations on making the decision to run. Would you not say it's true that some people are going to vote for you or just because you're black, and some people are going to vote for you just because, or vote against just because you're black? I mean, it's just a statement of fact.
Actually, Richard, I think that America was really rooting for President Obama. Voted for him or not.
Well, I hear that, but some people made the decision to vote for him because he happened to be African American.
All right, let me jump in here, guys.
It was a healthy moment for America in 2008. His approval rating was approaching 80%.
That's
right. He had super-majorities in the House and the Senate.
And we got stuff done. We created 49 million jobs.
People. Here's what it can be argued that he blew that goodwill.
Here, let me run on with his numbers. He's entering the 6th year of his presidency. What he called $9 trillion in debt, reckless, irresponsible, and unpatriotic. Now it's $17 trillion. The number of people on food stamps has nearly doubled, close to 50 million Americans. Labor participation rate at a 30-year low. He made very specific promises. Here's my question. Considering this is about race, are minority Americans or black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Richard, are you making the case that they're better off as he now enters their 6th year of the presidency because he's been there 5 years? Are you really going to make that case?
Well, I mean, I don't think the president made a case about race.
Are they better off?
He was just stating the obvious.
Answer my question. Are minorities better off?
What I would argue is that the economy, we have a rough economy. We have created 49 million jobs already.
No, he didn't. We have a net loss of jobs.
But the economy's not going to recover overnight, Sean. You and I both know that.
5 years? How many years do you need?
How long did it take during the Great Depression for the economy to recover? It took almost 10 years.
He didn't inherit the Great Depression. He said we'd have shovel-ready jobs. Where are they?
But Richard,
we have 49 million of them.
I will agree with you here. The president has been, and his policies have been very effective economically for Wall Street. Wall Street is making record profits right now. The investor class is doing extraordinarily well. That's why the income inequality has grown exponentially under the leadership of President Obama, Harry Reid, and the man I'm running against, Stephen Horsford. The problem is that for those of us on Main Street, we are not doing well. We are losing wealth.
But the reason why we're not doing well, Niger, is because we haven't seen this Congress pass one bill that would create one job. jobs. The president
Congress?
sent the president sent the American Jobs Act to Congress. It would have created 1.9 million jobs per Mark Zandi. This Congress, John Boehner, has not even taken the bill up.
Do you blame the president for the debt that he said was
pipeline.
unpatriotic? He said $9 trillion was unpatriotic. Do you blame him for the debt that has gone up $7 trillion since he's been president?
But it's an automatic trigger, Sean, and you know it. It's an economic theory.
Do you blame him? Do you blame him? Does he take any responsibility for anything?
The president takes responsibility. The buck stops with the president. He's been very clear on that point. He wants to rebuild the economy. Sadly, folks in Congress won't work with him.
He blames kiosks and ATM machines for the fact there's no jobs. All right, I got to go. Good to see you.